Hi, Tyler. Welcome to our coffee morning, and very excited to have you here and talk more about Veritas and your journey at Veritas so far. And I'm sure this is going to help a lot of our students and parents as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Abhinav. It's wonderful to be seeing you as always. It's a bit of a night coffee for me. I'm based on the US West Coast, but that's okay. I'm a bit of a night owl, so I need the extra caffeine. And yeah, just super excited to chat with you about the Veritas AI program, give the students the ins and outs of what's going on at Veritas, and to chat a little bit more about all the cool work we're doing in the AI space.
Awesome. I think the biggest thing for me when we started working on this together was that it was very interesting that you were doing something in the AI space, and that's not very common. And I also know recently there have been a lot of programs which are actually going outside of AI and going into things like business and finance, but also related to AI. So it's super cool, super exciting. But before I confuse our students more, let's actually go back and maybe you can tell us more about Veritas AI and all the programs that you guys offer and how they work exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So Veritas AI is, of course, an artificial intelligence program for students. Before I dive into the program itself, let me give just a quick introduction on me, what I'm doing here, why I'm so passionate about the work that we're doing at Veritas. So I am a former AI astronomy researcher. I did my work at Harvard and Cambridge, primarily intersecting stellar astronomy and AI. Prior to that work, I have been in the education sector slash mainly teaching for lots of years. Taught in high school, went on to do TAing work in the applied math department at Harvard, and that all spiraled into somehow my work in AI at Cambridge. I was really lucky to get to explore this project, and I really stumbled upon AI, to be honest with you. I was more focused on the astronomy piece, but after reading one research paper in the field, like many other fields, astronomy is big data driven. I realized how impactful AI could be to the work that I was doing. I'd only had one semester of coding at that point in time, and yet I found AI to be an incredibly accessible toolkit. And the education nerd plus the AI nerd that was developed came together and came here to Veritas AI. We are big on bringing AI opportunities to students at the high school level because we believe it's incredibly accessible and can make a profound impact on students' college, application, career, and long-term development outcomes. So yeah, to kind of summarize, we build AI project with students, and we do this specifically in the context of our two programs, AI Scholars and AI Fellowship. Our AI Scholars program is our beginner course for students looking to break into coding, break into AI, and build an introductory project with a small group. And our AI Fellowship is a one-on-one mentoring program for students to build innovative AI projects in whatever field they want, astronomy, medicine, finance, all those other things you mentioned, alongside a top mentor from a university like Harvard or MIT or a top tech company likewise.
Amazing. It's been quite a journey for you, I think, and I think it sounds like you found your calling because once something engages you a lot, I think that's kind of what you want to pursue for the next few years, and it seems like AI is that thing for you, which is amazing. And with that, it benefits all our students as well with these opportunities that you're able to provide. So cool, Tyler. You mentioned that there's two different programs. I would love to know who would be a fit for each of those programs. You know, what sort of commitment level do they need to have in terms of the program, number of hours per week, and then also just in terms of do they need any pre-existing knowledge coming into those programs with regards to coding or anything else? I would love to know a little bit about that.
Of course, yeah. So let me break down our two primary programs right now for students. So, on the one hand, we have first AI Scholars, and secondly, our AI Fellowship. So, to give a little bit more context, AI Scholars is a 10-session course that guides students through the process of how to code data science principles in Python, how to leverage that and build a toolkit for how to code AI algorithms in Python. And the course concludes by students being able to practice or flex what they've learned by building a group project alongside other students. The way that the course is structured is that there's 15 students max per 3 mentors. And as the program develops, students will learn about certain project opportunities they have available to them. They'll be able to form these small groups based on their specific interests, be it in a topic like finance or medicine, and ultimately get advised by one of these mentors in this particular interest area to build out that project. Students walk away with a certificate from the program, a presentation from their respective project, as well as a coding repository, which can be super impactful for tech portfolios and applications alike. AI Fellowship, on the other hand, is more of our advanced course. So whereas AI Scholars can very much be for introductory students in the coding space, AI Fellowship, we expect students to come in with minimum basic knowledge of Python or a similar language. To get a bit more specific about what that means, we expect either a semester course from an online course or in-school course in computer science, or comparably self-taught Python that they've built a project around or done a little bit of independent work. In the fellowship, students apply with a specific interest area in mind. So for instance, they can apply to do AI in astronomy, like studying asteroid detection. They can do medicine, like disease diagnosis, etc. And we use that interest to pair them with a mentor who is an AI researcher in that field from a top uni or a top tech firm who can guide them effectively through developing an independent AI algorithm. They'll ultimately write a report, presentation on it, and they'll take that forward to publication opportunities to give them a little bit extra credibility around their work. Yeah, so those are our main programs. Oh, sorry, Abhinav, cut you off.
No, go for it.
No, you're good. So those are our main programs. Something else I'm super excited to mention is that we're also starting now deep dive programs, which are specialized and advanced AI scholars courses for students with specific interest areas. So for instance, this spring we're running an AI plus medicine course, as well as an AI plus finance course, and we plan to take those deep dives forward to give students with specific interests a more curated experience.
Amazing. I think that's so awesome, and I think it's great that both type of programs exist. Someone who does have that knowledge and wants to take it forward with their own sort of project can also do that, versus someone who just wants to start and doesn't know too much about AI and wants to just start that journey, also has an option to explore from. Awesome. And I'm just curious, would you be able to share maybe one or two students' journeys and some of the projects that they came up with in terms of the group project or even just their own individual projects and what that outcome ends up being?
Yeah, I would be more than happy to chat with you about that. So I think I'm going to use a case study of two specific students who I actually was just recently collaborating with to help them get to publication. Both of them just recently got published for their work in the National High School Journal of Science, which was just such an amazing outcome for them. Super proud and super excited to see all they'll do moving forward. So first student I'll mention is named Darwin. I won't give last names, but Darwin was super interested coming into the program in topics like medicine and public health, but wasn't really sure how to connect that to AI and medicine. We connected him with David Laub, a top researcher at University of California, San Diego, who's working in applying AI to the medical field. What's really interesting about the project is, even though David is a huge medicine expert, they actually ended up going more in the route of a public health project. They ended up deciding to do predictive modeling around hospital readmission processes. So how to better think about hospital admission structures for specifically diabetic patients with machine learning, so optimizing hospital outcomes. First month or so, they dug around for key data sets. David helped them find a data set that was really innovative and would be great for a project like this. Over that next month, they helped develop specific models and explore different models in the field that would be relevant to solving this problem or optimizing this particular case of hospital readmission. And then in the third month, they worked together to write a project. And over the subsequent period of time, Darwin was able to submit the project to publication, go through a review process, and just now actually, as of today, got published, which is super coincidental, but really exciting. Second case study. I might be a little bit biased talking about this one because it's an astronomy project, and we know I love astronomy, as I mentioned earlier. But second case study is Trotter. Trotter is a fantastic student who worked specifically on a project to classify hazardous asteroids. This is actually really cool because if you know about the recent NASA DART mission that shot a missile into an asteroid, we're really concerned from a planetary perspective here on Earth about whether or not things like asteroids could cause serious damage to our ability to exist, so to speak. Trotter was super fascinated by that as well, and he embarked on a project with an astronomy AI mentor to better understand whether or not AI could help solve this problem. And the goal really is to think about whether or not AI can be used to predict ahead of time the danger of an asteroid related to the NASA DART mission that could advance future research into how to select asteroids that we need to destroy. Fortunately, so far in our history, we haven't. But it was really, really impactful in that vein. also recently been published following a similar process like Darwin, which was an incredible feat to see. Super proud of both of them, just excited that we were able to take these projects forward.
Wow. I'm I think I'm blown away. These projects sound so fascinating, and it's amazing that I personally feel that students are able to explore such ideas and actually take that forward with a very credible mentor as well.
Yeah,
Amazing, Tyler.
yeah, I was just gonna say I'm super envious of our kids. I didn't get to explore astronomy until college. I didn't get to explore a field that was super niche outside of the realm of typical high school classes in the context of something like AI, no less. Well into my college years. So it just feels great that we're able to bring these really niche project opportunities to students at the high school level.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing a great job of that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, really
So
appreciate it.
I had two more questions, Tyler. One was around both are around, application and the cohorts that are offered. So first, it's about what are the different cohorts offered in the year, and typically what time do they take place at? Because I know you guys also have students from different parts of the world. And also, is there an application process, or how does one apply to the program?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to answer both of those questions. So first on the cohort piece, or when do we run essentially? So we run both of our AI Scholars and AI Fellowship programs in 4 quarters: fall, winter, spring, summer, which start respectively early September, early December, late February, early June. Each of these quarters runs each of the programs, Scholars and Fellowship. In particular, the Scholars program happens in fall, winter, spring exclusively on the weekends. In the summer, we also run the weekend program, and we also run what we call a 2-week sprint. This is really advantageous for students who have another summer program after and want to build key AI skills to hit the ground running in that program more innovatively. For instance, a lot of our students in summer will do AI Scholars and then the AI Fellowship so they can do a deeper, much more advanced project in the fellowship. Fellowship starts just at each of those quarters on each of the start dates mentioned and proceeds through over the 12 sessions, with 3 sessions that we save for students when they go through the publication process.
Makes sense. Sounds good. And how does one apply to the programs?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the application piece, so for both AI Scholars and AI Fellowship, students can apply through our website. We ask them to provide key information on some of their academic background, with a specific focus, of course, on math and computer science. For both programs, we asked them to fill out a few essays, specifically about their experience doing project work, their background in coding. For the fellowship, one extra question that we ask is also about their interest area. So where would they like to apply AI? We don't need them to have a specific idea already of what that project looks like. We'll help them
Yeah.
develop it in the program. We want to know, what is your passion? Where would you be excited to work on an independent project in AI? Yeah, so both programs have this application piece. For the fellowship also, we have an interview round just to make sure that we can better evaluate students' coding skills and get a stronger sense of their background relevant to mentor matching and selectivity.
Makes sense. I know I said that was my last question, but actually I have one more, Tyler. Sorry about that. Just going on what you said, are there any, specific things that you're looking for in a successful applicant? That, let's say there is an applicant, what would make them a successful applicant based on their application?
Yeah, so I would say for both programs, we're really looking in one of your essays to see a deep curiosity about AI. And that doesn't mean you have to know ins and outs of AI already. We'll teach you that in the program, of course. But we want to know that you're thinking about AI and thinking about all the ways it's innovating in the world around us. With things like ChatGPT, self-driving cars, Mark Zuckerberg's most recent Reddit post about AI being the new tech over Meta and VR, little examples like that. It's really clear that there's qualitative things students can figure out and showcase that some things that they're passionate about. So that's one thing. Beyond that, I would say students who come in, especially for the fellowship, with clear demonstration of coding skills and independent time management skills, having done some kind of previous project or balancing a really rigorous schedule. These are big things for us that showcase you have the specific skill set to succeed in our programs. Especially for the fellowship, because as mentioned, we expect students to have that coding background, and they're also doing a lot of independent work in between sessions. So I would say kind of that commitment, coding background for the fellowship, and generally curiosity for AI are big things we're looking for.
Makes sense. That's super useful. Great, Tyler. This has been amazing. And like I said earlier, it's going to be very useful for all our students who watch this. And hopefully, you have a lot of students from India applying to the programs. And I hope next time we speak, they would have done a lot of good work and we can talk about some publications and some successful work that some of our students have done with you as well.
Yeah, I really hope so as well. It would be such a thrill to have more NexTrack kids in our program. They've always just been so wonderful. But yeah, thank you so much for your time as well, Abhinav. It's been such a wonderful time speaking with you, as always, and wishing you all the best after today's call.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler.